So who really is the strongest in the ROX Pirates? Currently, it's already 5 chapters passing since we got to know these ROX Pirates, and although we still haven't seen abilities from some of them, it's safe to say that we can already know who among them are the strongest. That's why in this video we are going to rank who is the weakest up to the strongest member of these ROX Pirates. And so to start this topic of ours, let's go now to the weakest. This is Don Marlon. Based on his information, he is said to be a gangster in West Blue Mafia, so to speak. But in the recent chapter, we saw that this Don Marlon already lost his life. He was killed by Wang Zi, meaning we will not be seeing him anymore. That's why I put him as the weakest. The next one is a tie, and these are Ganz Wee and Jill Bastard. During Thriller Bark Arc, it was revealed that Gecko Moria actually got the bodies of these two. Though it was not yet revealed when exactly they died, I assume they died after the God Valley incident, since Moria would not have been able to get their bodies if they died at God Valley. Since we know that this island supposedly disappeared unless Moria knows exactly where the island of God Valley is. The next one is this Sistruzen, the cook of the ROX Pirates. Yes, he is still mysterious to us until now, but there is a glimpse of how he fights. We actually saw that during the Whole Cake Island arc, and because currently this Sistruzen is still alive, meaning he survived this God Valley incident, this is the reason why I put him higher compared to the ones I mentioned earlier. The next one in our list is this Miss Bacon. Common knowledge is that Miss Bacon had a clone, and this is Stassi. Assuming that Miss Bacon in her prime was as strong as Stassi, then I think this position is just right for her in our list. So these next ones in our list, these are the top 10. I think these 10 are the heavyweights in the battles of the ROX Pirates. In other words, they can match the admirals, or even these 10 can form their own pirate crew where they themselves are the captain. That's how strong these 10 are. So let's start this with number 10. This is Barbell. Based on his appearance, he is obviously a fishman. I suspect that just like Jinbei, who is the strongest fishman now, at some point during Sebeck's era, this Barbell was the strongest among all fishmen. That's why, because of this, I put him at 10th in our list. Number 9 is this Wang Zi. If there is a word that would describe the character of Wang Zed for me, I would say that word is cunning. Yes, guys, it was shown in the past chapters how sly he is. He killed Don Marlon and kidnapped Shiki just for money. Because of being so sly, he didn't go with the ROX Pirates to fight at God Valley, meaning aside from not wanting to show himself to Shiki, he also knew how dangerous going to this island was. So from the disappearance of God Valley up to the moment of the time skip, it was found out that Wang Zi was the one who claimed or led Hachinosu, not until he was defeated by Sebeck's own son, Blackbeard. We actually made a theory about this, the possible connection of Wang Zi to Sengoku and the world government. We will upload that next, so stay tuned. Anyway, we can say that much stronger than Wang Zi is this Gloriosa. That's why she is 8th in our list, because of being the former captain of the Kuja Pirates. And we saw, based on Boa Hancock, that the captains of the Kuja Pirates are not just for beauty. We can say that she really has strength to show in terms of battle. Actually, we already got a glimpse in the recent chapters that Gloriosa is really capable of fighting in serious battle. She even faced the Roger Pirates, and because of this, she is higher in our list compared to the ones I mentioned earlier. Just a little stronger than Gloriosa is this Captain John. Yes, many underestimate Captain John, since just like Jill Bastard and God Zui, we also saw his corpse in Thriller Bark. But we cannot use this as basis, because if you remember, Ryuma was also present in Thriller Bark, and he was once the strongest swordsman in the world. So it doesn't mean that because Captain John was there, he is already weak. Based on what Captain John shows in the flashback now, he is very mysterious. There is that confidence in the way he speaks as if he is very strong. In fact, we even saw that he stood side to side with Sebeck when the Marines were arriving. The vibes of this Captain John the Fight can compare to Lafitte of the Blackbeard Pirates, the type who is quiet but dangerous in battle. Number 6 in our list is this Kaido. Yes, guys, I know many will disagree here, since what we have in mind is that Kaido is monstrous in strength. But if you remember, guys, Kaido was still very young during Sebeck's era, and he still did not have a devil fruit. This means the Kaido we saw in Wano already had so much experience. That's why no doubt he is truly very strong. Unlike that Kaido who joined the ROX Pirates, who was almost treated like a child by his crewmates. But although he was young, we still cannot remove the fact that he was really strong. That's why we put him just a little higher than Gloriosa and Captain John. Now, these next ones in our list are the top 5, or the ones we will consider the strongest characters of these ROX Pirates. In other words, these 5 are already Emperor level in Luffy's era. So number 5 in our list is this Kaio, or more known as Silver Axe. As stated, he is said to be a mortal rival of Shiki. Just like Scopper Gabon, Silver Axe's weapon is also an axe. Though we only have a glimpse of him in terms of battle, the fact that Sengoku mentioned him as one of the strongest in the ROX Pirates, and being a rival of Shiki, whom we know is very strong, I think this is enough to say that he deserves to be in the top 5. I think this position might still change once we witness how he fights at God Valley, but for now I think this top 5 position suits him. Number 4 in our list is Big Mom. Unlike Kaido, who was very young when he joined the ROX Pirates, Big Mom was already in her prime. During the God Valley incident, Big Mom was already 30 years old, meaning her strength was at its fullest at that moment, and during Whole Cake Island arc. And even in Wano arc, we saw what Big Mom can give in battle. Even though she is already old, she can still take down anyone. And because of this, I think Big Mom really deserves this 4th spot in our list. Number 3 in our list is Golden Lion Shiki. No doubt Shiki is very strong. He even survived the God Valley incident and later on built his own pirate crew, where it is said that he fought Goldie Roger multiple times. His most famous fight with Roger was the one at Edward. This obsession of Shiki to defeat Roger even reached up to Marineford. Because Shiki was so disappointed that Roger just surrendered himself to the Marines, Shiki actually fought both Garp and Sengoku at the same time. Yes, guys, this is how daring Shiki was, but in the end, we know that he lost. Number 2 in our list is Whitebeard, the unofficial right-hand man of Sebeck. During the Marineford War, we really saw Whitebeard's strength in the early years of One Piece, but his prime was revealed during Wano arc. In Kazuki Oden's flashback, we really got to know Whitebeard. The strength he showed in that era was unbelievable. Oden, who was considered the strongest samurai in history, was nothing for Whitebeard. Even Roger, the Pirate King, Whitebeard could easily match. And because of this, I think Whitebeard absolutely deserves the 2nd spot in our list. And finally, the one at the top of our list is Rox D. Sebeck, or in his true name, David D. Sebeck. Because his members included Whitebeard, Shiki, and Big Mom, it only means one thing. Sebeck defeated them. And based on his flashback where he infiltrated Mariwa and faced Imsama, as well as his multiple battles against the King of Elbaf, King Harold, no doubt Sebeck is the strongest in his pirate crew. Actually, not just in his group. Undoubtedly, he is the strongest in the entire old era. So that's the top 15 that I think are the strongest in the ROX Pirates. So for you guys, who do you think are the strongest in the ROX Pirates? If you also have your own top 15 list, don't hesitate to comment that in our comment section below so we can talk about it. So that's it. Peace.